All of you to be here. Basically, I think that what we saw on the pitch today was a team of Mamelodi Sundowns completely convicted of the task that had ahead, with a big intention from the very beginning. Obviously, the game has different moments, and maybe the sensation you have is that in the end it was more dynamic and more. But that came out of the work that we did from the very first minute. We should understand that Sekhukhune is not any team. It's a team that has its value, that obviously has its capacity. But I think it was completely deserved. And I think that we should have finished the game in the 90 minutes for sure. Not because we scored a regular goal, but because we were much better in the 90 minutes, and in normal conditions we had finished the game in 90 minutes.
Good evening, Coach. We're from Newsroom Africa. Congratulations on the result. Coach, just at the back of the international break, I guess demanding as it may have been, would you have preferred to not have a game today, especially leading up to the match on Tuesday?
Oh, thank you very much, because I would like to speak about that, and if there was no questions about that, I would speak it for sure, because I think it's important that we make a point on all of this. And it's not because I'm the coach of Mamelodi Sundowns that I'm going to tell what I'm going to tell, because I think if I was the coach of any team or any coach playing an international match, Conference League match or Champions League match, we do represent not only the club, but we represent South Africa. And I think that is important that the people that rule the football in South Africa have that capacity to understand that we should be provided the best conditions possible to compete. As you know, we're going to face a team where I worked last year and even this season, and I know how they prepare Champions League. They do everything in the country so that the teams from Tunisia can play in the best conditions. They played already 10 days ago, or almost. It will make 10 days when they play against us. Even the national team of Tunisia didn't have players from Esperance. Obviously, that I'm not saying that they didn't call them up, but they had not players. So basically, they had Elias on South African national team, Youssef Blaili on the team of Algeria, and they had Konate on the under-20s of Côte d'Ivoire. But this has nothing to do with them. It means that anyway they didn't play championship. They played last match of championship when we played our match. They travel tomorrow. They train to prepare themselves, and we are playing a 120-minute match. Obviously, that this match should have never been played today. This match should have been played where it was supposed to be played. Whatever result we would get on that moment. And if not on that moment, that should be find some other moment, whatever had to happen to the Nedbank Cup competition. And I think that it's important that everybody understands that. It's not a matter of being Sundowns. If it was Orlando Pirates, I would say the same, because that's what I think about football. If it would be Stellenbosch, I would say the same. I think that it's important that you understand when our players arrived. We were so proud to see them playing Bafana Bafana and doing well. I even had the chance to congratulate the coach. So there's nothing to do with the national team. It has to do with the fact that we should already be preparing ourselves. We had to stay out the players that played more time in national team. Obviously, we had today to let stay on the bench the players that came from their national teams. And unfortunately, we had to submit our players to extra time when they should have not done it, because we scored a legal goal in the 90 minutes. So if it seems that there's something around, and as I was already seeing before I came in South Africa, I think that this club that I represent with big privilege has been doing a great work for South Africa, representing the club abroad in the best way. It's a club that is going to participate in the World Cup of Clubs. It's a club that is 7 times in a row champion of South Africa. I think the club deserves some consideration from people in charge. That's the only thing I would like. And this isn't, look, it's no regrets. It's just a statement clear about the situation that you have, because you asked me, and I would like to, I really think it's important to say. In the future, provide the best conditions so that South African teams can fight in the best conditions possible to win something that one day will be for the club, for the country. Everybody will celebrate if one team of South Africa wins the Champions League. Because in the end, it's the football of the country that is represented abroad. And I think that the conditions for us to succeed, despite I 100% believe that we will do, are not the best. So we will have to manage the preparation in a different way, and we go back for this 20 minutes preparation that I speak about. Because from today till Tuesday, with 120 minutes on the legs of some of the players, they will be conditioned to play. So we have already conditioned players in order to play. And most of the other ones, they will not be able to train, but just focus on the recovery. So we lose capacity. That will not change nothing. We will for sure be very strong on Tuesday, but we should be in other conditions, because then we have to fly to Tunisia, and as you know, is a big trip. So there's a lot of things to do ahead, and everybody should be worried about that. The PSL, whatever, the federation, whoever it is, should organize, and PSL is responsible for Nedbank Cup, should organize the things so that the South African teams may compete abroad in the best conditions.
Thank you, Coach. Coach, I think you took me completely off with your response, so I'd like to also just follow up on what you said. Barcelona also played yesterday. The right back of Barcelona currently said, this does not make sense. I just want to understand, is there open communication between all the clubs who say this is the day that would like? How does that work? How does that communication work? Is it a case of you are just being told, or is there communication with everyone at the club?
As you might understand, it's not up to me to speak about that. I just made a statement sports-wise, so in the side of the coach. All that has to do with politics and relations between clubs and federations have nothing to do with it, and I don't really, even day by day, I don't worry about it. I believe that there's a good communication between the parts. That should be normal, of course.
Thank you, Coach.
Yes, Coach. Lina here. Congratulations on the victory again. Today, I think your starting lineup started mostly with some of the players who are lacking minutes. How do you find them? Because some of them have been playing for a long time, and also you've been using a more consistent starting lineup, and I can imagine that still competing on 3 fronts, you're going to need more of these players, looking at your program and also the schedule, maybe the possibility of the 16th team that might still come back and even play its matches.
You said it all. You said it all. It's management of resources. Because we believe in other players. I cannot come here and say we believe in other players and then I line up every day the same players. There will be not congruity between what I think and what I say, or what I do and what I say. And players believe in a coach that what he says is what he does, and he has only one face. That's what makes us believe, and that's that capacity of being of trust in each other that allowed me today to tell them, guys, keep pushing because we're gonna score. Believe, make the right thoughts, put the right thoughts in your head, because the things will happen. And in the beginning of the extra time, in the half of the extra time, I told them, don't forget we scored a goal in the last minute of the 90. So we can score in the last minute of the extra time, and we did. And we embraced ourselves so happily after, because really it was something that we spoke about happening, and it happened. But we trust the players. Obviously that you cannot expect that a player that plays more regularly to be in the same level or to sustain 90 minutes in the same level than a player that is not lined up so much. But that's also the good work of our fitness coaches, of our technical staff in general, because as you saw, we had the players that asked to go out. Keanu asked to go out. Terry asked to go out. They were struggling. But what we can say from Keanu, he recovered from an injury. He played 10 minutes or 15 minutes. I don't remember now exactly which match. Amazulu, I think. And we lined him up because we believe in him. We believe in him. And with Esquivel, the same thing. And with Terry, the same thing. He comes from national team. He played 2 matches in national team. He played very good. Not now, but before on the Shan tournament. So we just have to believe on them. We just have to believe them, because if they are on Sundowns, it's because they have quality. Obviously, that I have expectations that they rise. They raise a hand and say, I'm here. And I think today we had good signs. We had some good signs. Zouk, who comes from an injury, and he was there and he played quite okay. I'm pretty satisfied. obviously that we knew that we had a bench that we could use to put extra energy inside, of course. My intentions was not to use them, I truly tell you. I was dreaming for the game to be played in 90 minutes, wishing so much, and not to play Lucas, not to play Teboho, not to play Tapelo, not to play any players that came from national team, because they come with fatigue. Even if some of them didn't play so much, anyway, they had a trip, they had everything that has to do with that work, and it's fantastic because we received the players in good condition, without any injuries, without any. That's very good, and also it speaks about the relation that we have with national team, both in the side of the fitness coach, also with the coach. So the relation is very good, what is fantastic, obviously, to feel, and this is the way I think that things should be done. So I congratulated the coach of national team after he achieved the results he did, and without any regrets on who he played, and because that's the way it should be. Then we have to cope with the reality here, because and we feel so proud about that. So yeah, some good signs from today's match regarding the players that have not played so much.
We take Enes and Kamu.
Hey, Coach Enes from Kickoff. Coach Tinkler said, suspecting that maybe somebody was spying on their training, looking how you set up your team.
Spying? I don't understand.
Watching maybe someone from Sundowns was watching Sekhukhune training. The way you set up your team, I mean, we haven't seen.
My friend, we have such lack of time to lose time to go watch training sessions from other teams. That would be.
I think he was joking, Coach.
I think he was joking.
So, with the setup today, we haven't seen Sundowns coming with 3 natural centre backs. Can you maybe explain what is?
Now that has only to do with the fact that we had to manage players. It was clearly to the fact that we had to manage players. We wanted to give minutes to Grant, we wanted to give minutes to Keanu, we wanted Lucas to play again, and managing the players that we have in the midfield, we needed some strength, because Neo and Lucas and Marcelo and Esquivel is not the same thing as have a Teboho inside or an Albas, so we needed to have some more power. And that's why we line up 3 center backs, in order to give them time, because we wanted to see them, we wanted them to play, but at the same time we knew that we need some more strength to hold, because attention, Sekhukhune players in the front, they are skillful. In the first match we played them against them, we suffer. So we decided, just because of that, in order to manage the players, and to be strong according to the ones that we had in the middle. Even if you had put the Pizzo, also a player with a similar profile. So it's important to have some capacity. And if you cannot have it there, maybe we need to have it more in the back if you need to solve the problems. But as you understood, after 25 minutes, Keanu started playing in the middle. So I understood that we could put something more. We were lacking something more in the middle, and I said Keanu with the ball to jump as a 6, so that we could put one more player up. And then also we put in Arthur going forward and playing with 2 guys. So we played basically with a diamond in the middle and 2 players in the front. We looked for solutions with what we had in the pitch, because I knew that until 60th minute I had no chances to put players inside from the bench, rather than the ones that also don't have so much time. So we tried to find solutions with the players that we had, and we make some corrections at halftime, because we needed to make some corrections. There were some things that were not really perfect, and I think that kept us putting pressure on the opponent. And as I said before, also a match is won sometimes in the end because of the work the aggression that you impose gradually from the beginning until the end. So good work from the team in general, very good work.
Sure, covered. Thank you, my brother. If you're covered, no need to. Please, Kepe.
I think Lawrence wants to.
No, Kepe, please go ahead. We'll close with them.
Coach, just 2 quick ones from me. One on Jayden. I think he's having a very good time. 3 goals now in the last 3 matches. But sorry.
No, ask and come this side, so that the coach can look.
Oh no, you can look at you. Fine. Yeah, on Jayden, coach, because I want to ask about, is he at a level that you think is maybe the optimum level for him, or do you think there's still more that he can give? Because he looks like he's still playing at a bit of a walking pace, but he still plays very well. So what is it about him that you've seen since you've come? And also maybe your report card on, because today you played 2 left backs, as well as
Terry.
Yes, Terry. I mean, your report card on them and also the left back position in general. Are you at a place where you can say you are happy, or is there something that you're looking at?
Well, first the question from Jayden is very clear that on football is not the speed of the players that is important. It is important is the speed of the ball. So if you move the opponents with the quick passing, with finding the right spaces, putting the ball on the spaces, changing from one side to the other, looking for players where they are and being able to connect with them, then you increase a lot the speed of the game. And it's the speed of the game that indeed creates problems on the opponents. And Jayden is a player that can increase a lot the speed of the game. He's been doing pretty well. I confess to you, and I think most of you heard me speaking about Jayden when he arrived in Sundowns, where I told I think he will have to raise his intensity level and prove himself to play in Sundowns. The question is that, he's been doing pretty well. He has imposed himself naturally. We have more players to substitute him, so he should not be that comfortable because the other ones are also pushing strong. But he's giving a good answer, so he's a player that we trust. He's a very good boy. I think he can raise the level even more because he's still young. He arrives in a club where the stimulus and the demands are higher. He's still in an adaptation. He arrived in January, so he has 2 or 3 months of work with us. Pretty happy because of what he did in national team. Pretty happy about what he's doing, and let's hope he can continue that sequence, of course. Regarding the left backs, it was a very, very tough decision from my part. Very tough. Because Divine could not play. He just arrived, so he arrived one day later than everybody. So then we had Aubrey with a small question, so he wasn't not even questioned by my part. He could not play since the game of Pirates, and as you know from national team, he was released, so he's not still 100%. So we had 2 options as a left back, Tiwani and Terry. And big indefinition from my part who should play. Because they have different profiles. I confess to you, if you had decided to play in the back 4, probably Tiwani had played first 11. Because we played with 3 centre backs, we decided to put Terry. But not yesterday, but the day before yesterday, in the night, I was calling my assistants and our analysts and to try to figure out their opinions and for myself after to make my decision. Because sometimes the coach also needs advice. And I tried to understand how Terry was in the national team because we have an analyst that is recurrently asked also to follow the works of the national team. So he was there. And then I asked them to make cuts of all the games that they played so that I could see them. And in the end, we made that decision. But I think Tiwani was very good today when he entered. A moment that we needed the ball to keep a little bit and balance the team from one side to the other. And Terry gave a lot of aggression on the flank during the 90 minutes. And he was honest enough to tell I'm dead, I need to go out. Because he was very, very... It's important that players also have the capacity to raise their hand and say, Coach, I'm dead, please finish me. And honesty is a very important value because that's also trust from the player on the coach and coach on the player.
Take the last 2 questions, Lorenz, then Maslatsi. Thank you, Maslatsi.
Coach, one of the important things for Tuesday's match will be going back to Loftus. And the last time you were there, the pitch was not that good. I just want to check if are you guys involved in trying to?
I can clarify that to you, and I totally understand your question. I think it's pretty reasonable to put it on the table. And you know my opinion. My opinion is clear. I always prefer to play Loftus, but I always prefer to play in good conditions. Since the very first moment I arrived here, that I'm fighting for pitches in fantastic conditions in terms of turf, the height of the turf, watering the pitch, because as I said and I repeat, I defend football. And you go to play Pirates away, they have quick players in the front, and I ask the same things. Water the pitch. I don't care if that will help the balls to go quicker on our defense. I don't care. It's how football should be played. Because where I come from, Champions League in Europe, Europa League in Europe, the best championships in Europe. It's how it is. There's no discussion if you water, how much you cut it. Is the measure? It's for everybody. It's 3 times watering before warm up, after warm up, in the halftime. It's ruled, so it's for everybody. And I think that should be clearly the way in South Africa the future should be drawn. Regarding the conditions in Loftus, I don't have my phone here, otherwise I could show you. We have a group in WhatsApp that every day there's updates from our greenkeepers that are working on Loftus. And as I know, because I saw the photos 2 days ago, the pitch is in very good conditions. There's a rugby match tomorrow, but the turf will be big so that it doesn't get spoiled. And I know that if we don't have rain from today till the hour of the match tomorrow, and with the height that the turf will have, then the works they will do on the following day, cutting it small, passing it, ironing it, it will stay very good for sure.
Thank you, coach. Thank you, colleagues.
Thank you very much. Obrigado. Aquele abraço. Now it's time for